Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Love's Life as a Foreign Student podcast, the only podcast that's giving you a full perspective of how it is to be a foreign student here in the Northern Cyprus. And today we are going to look at how his life has been here in the Northern Cyprus. He's going to tell us who he is and where he is from. And we are so privileged to have him because it's been an up and down looking for him here and there. And right now, right here, he's here with us. My brother, welcome to the show.
How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, and thank you so much for your time to come to the show.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
Anytime, man. And I'm really grateful that you came because I have lots of questions, and I'm very sure that for those who are watching right now or listening to us, might be having lots of questions about how life is. How life experience is to you as a foreign students here in the Northern Cyprus.
Yeah, sure.
Before we start there, let me ask you, tell us who you are, where you're from, and how did come to Cyprus come about?
Okay. So, hello, everybody in this podcast. So, my name is Job, and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. And I came in Cyprus in 2019
Yes.
through an agency, but my sister was previously here. And I came through the agency was through a study fair that my dad had attended, and then they met, and then he discovered it, and then now after the fair now started the process, and that's how I ended up here through an agency and because my sister was also here, so it played a big part of me coming here because I had an option, but because I felt I was young, I was not ready. I was like, let me go somewhere I'm comfortable. I won't struggle settling, getting things, because when you have a family member somewhere, you won't go and at it or try, you won't struggle to get anything, or you'll get things late for you, so you won't struggle as much. So that's how I ended up here in 2019 September.
2019 September. Wow, it's been a very long, 3 years.
Almost 4 years, actually. 4 years. This year will be 4 years, exactly 4 years.
Wow.
We are grateful because, it's not been easy, but you still keep going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned about having options.
Yeah.
For many people that I've spoken with, they always tell me Cyprus was the last option for them. And I can't help it but ask you, you had options.
Yeah.
Why Cyprus?
Why Cyprus? Per se, it was because I feared to go start somewhere else alone. That was my deal breaker for coming to Cyprus, because I thought, because the suggestion was I go to Canada and I'll have a family that will take me in and I'll be staying with them. So the aspect of me thinking I'll go to a family that doesn't know me, doesn't care, I would think I would face challenges than when I'm here. And because also the agency that I came with really painted Cyprus as something that you would automatically want to come, because they painted it as heaven on earth. Everything to them was perfect. They said the PR was really on another level. So you would easily buy into it because they really did their work. I would say it's business for them, but in reality, when you come here, you meet now a different world. What they told you is not what you get. What they told you is not what you anticipated. You didn't get it, so you end up feeling disappointed, but you still maneuver your way out of it because you have to keep going. You have to keep going.
So you just mentioned that you used the agents,
Yeah.
and still, I've been speaking to people, and I've had lots of complaints about how agencies, the information that they give to people, and how the reality is whenever those people come in the island.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity, or let me call it a blessing, because many people don't have it, to have somebody who's already here.
Yeah.
Why still using an agent?
Because it was not an agent. It was I would not say it's an agent per se, because I didn't pay anything. It's a company that was I think they had collaborated with the school, so they'd get students, then they would guide us, and then after the student comes, I think they're paid by the school. So I think it's not an agency, because personally I didn't pay anything. That's the only thing I would say. I didn't pay anything, but the information they sold to me was not what I expected, but I didn't pay anything. Plus, you have to go through them because they're the people who would guide you through, for example, going to the Turkish embassy, telling you the information that you need. They're the ones that the school, through them, that's how I got the school admission letter. Through them is how I got like somebody to guide me through the process. So I would say that's the reason I went to, and plus I didn't know much about it, so I just went for the option that I had at the moment.
So your sister was here, as
Yeah,
you said.
yeah.
What was your sister telling you, like Cyprus to be like,
Yeah.
or what was your sister printing the picture like
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
or how was Cyprus to you before you came?
Before I came, she was. I wouldn't even blame her or anything, because when I came in 2019, things were okay. Things were good. Matters economy was good. There were no even no many people. But what I expected is not what I found. Like things like they said. I mean, you'd be told this place, everybody minds their business. Nobody is there to interrupt you. Nobody is here to. Everybody minds their business, and nobody is here to disturb you. And it's a peaceful place. And so by that you would think, I'm going to a country. It's actually, they said it's Europe. It's Europe. Now it's Europe, that makes you think now Europe now paints a different picture from Europe, and then you come here, you realize there's nothing so much of a difference from my country. So yeah, I would say the picture they painted about Europe of Cyprus is not what I expected.
I understand that you came to Cyprus to take your education, or
Yeah.
to get your education.
Yeah,
rather.
sure.
Outside life
Yeah.
is what, or the experience outside life is
Yeah.
what many people would say, I'm going to this country specifically, not just for education, but I have so much that I can do in that country.
Yeah.
What are other things outside academics that, at least when you heard about Cyprus, brought you to the sense like, I think I should go to Cyprus?
Oh, really? It's an easy choice. Someone said it's an island. An island. It's where people come. There are tourists. You can meet people. Somebody also said there are opportunities, because I mean it's a developing countries, so you can easily get somewhere for you to somewhere to work, somewhere to make a living, or somewhere to continue get your things moving other than your country. So you tend to think, once I come here, I would get an opportunity maybe to do something else while I'm still at school. So I would say opportunity, and the fact that they said it's an island. So an island is a tourist destination.
Yes.
Touristic destination. So you'd think, come on, I'm just gonna go there because it's a place you would enjoy life and keep going. Yeah.
Wow. So you, for you as a Kenyan, you're
Yeah.
coming from Kenya, you would take this place to be like a Mombasa.
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
what you
It's
mean?
basically it's a coastal
Region, yeah.
It's a coastal region, so it's basically a Mombasa,
A Mombasa.
bigger Mombasa, you'd say. Yeah, because here things move slow like Mombasa. It's Muslim dominated, just like Mombasa. So you'd say, yeah, it's a bigger Mombasa, and it's better Mombasa, I would say.
It's a better Mombasa.
I would give that to them. It's a better Mombasa, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, like, I understand that collecting information or collecting facts about where you're going is something that you or any other person, before going somewhere, they have to. Yes?
Yeah.
And you collected from your sister, collected from your agents, and several other things happened.
Yeah.
Whatever that you came for education here. What can you say? What's your opinion on the standard of education that you are receiving here?
The standard of education, I would say, the standard it's not the highest standard, but it's a better standard than in Kenya. But having said that, I would say here you just, because here you have what you would need to study, because in Kenya for example, the books that we are taught to buy, or the online
Causes.
courses and the online facilities you have to learn. In Kenya, it's only the lecturer who has it. So I would say that's a plus. So I would say the education is better than in Kenya, but it could get better. But it's okay. It's perfectly okay. I would say it's out of a 10. I would give it a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. So that's not so bad.
Speaking of that's 7.5.
Yeah.
From whatever expectations that you had about the education that you're going to receive here, with whatever picture that you had about the university, because before coming, I'm very sure that from the work done by the agents, I'm very sure that they would have shown you like the facilities, the achievements that the school has had.
Yeah.
Has it met your expectations?
Actually, I had no expectations about the school. Basically, I had the expectations about Cyprus. One thing about the agency, they sold us Cyprus. They didn't sell us the university. They just said you're going to North Cyprus in a university. That was it. So I didn't have any expectation about the school because I didn't have the history of the school. I didn't have the information about the facilities. I didn't have even a picture of how it looks. I just seen it in an aerial view, and you would say that not having any information about the school made me not have any expectation.
But your sister was here.
Yeah, of course she was here, but she was not here for long. She was here just for 3 months. So 3 months, she was the information I would ask, and the information I thought
she could not have answers for.
The information that I thought I would have needed before I came, it's not information she could have given me, and we were entirely in a different department, and she was taking postgraduate, masters, and was taking postgraduate. That way, you see now for her, she comes to school once or twice a week, and we come. If, for example, undergraduate, you come to school each day, and so for her, the information I asked basically. Also for me, on my part, I don't think I asked about the school. I asked about Cyprus. So yeah. I would say they sold us the Cyprus, not the school. So,
okay. Yeah. The agents sold you about Cyprus. Yeah. And as I understand, as many people already know about Cyprus, did you know about the two Cyprus existing, like the south and the northern, before coming here?
No. I actually didn't know anything about Cyprus. You're going to invest in Cyprus. Okay, where is it? It's in Turkey. It's an island in Turkey. So when I came, I'm told there's another Cyprus. I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't know anything about it. So that way, I think they did very poorly on telling us about the location and how the history of the country, how things are there, and how things work, and what works what works and what doesn't work. So I didn't know anything to do with North and South Cyprus.
So tell us what the agents told you about Cyprus, because I know, like outside academics, there are so many things that, as a human being, you need to experience, and from there, I cannot help it but ask you, how is the picture that they painted you about Cyprus, and how was the reality like?
Okay, so this one is a major one because this way even most, not just me, I would actually speak for most Kenyans who are my friends. That way, because, for example, when we came in 2019, I think we must came like even say 30 Kenyans. Since then, 2019, 2020, up to this way, the number of Kenyans who have arrived here has really gone down, because I think this year, I think 3 or 4 just came, because what the agency told us is not what they expected. And when people came here, they came with anger. People were angry about what the agency told them. It was not the truth. Some people came and they went back. So one thing the agency told us, you'll come here, you will get a job, you even send money back home. It's easy to maybe to get a job. And once you come here, you realize, oh, is the jobs that they told us. One thing, language barrier is one thing that you will encounter. So the jobs you'd get are these jobs that you would be told, clean here, do here, and that kind of work. And so they didn't tell us the truth about the jobs, or the opportunity, the employment opportunities they perceived were here. So yeah, so that one they didn't tell us about that. They also didn't tell us about the that you'll get a big shift matters, say language barrier. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us you'll have to. They didn't tell us you also need to things about accommodation is, really expensive, and you'd have to dig dig deep down your pocket so that you can, you can facilitate yourself in a place to stay. So I would say they didn't tell us the little information you think you'd need for you to survive here. They actually gave us people who connected us with students here who would help us get houses and like that. And those students ended up calling us money because we didn't know as much as they would know. So, for example, the house rent, they would increase the house rent because before, 1 month or 2 months, you get into a place you don't know much. So those agents conned us maybe about $450. So yeah, so I would say that was a major.
You
issue.
just mentioned about the wrong information or the fake or false information
Yeah.
that the agents gave you.
Yeah.
How has it impacted your life here as a foreign student?
As a foreign student, I've learned that let nobody give you a picture of a place that you've not been to. Let nobody tell you this place is this place. No. Let them give you the information about where you're going, the school and all that. Because when they build that information, that picture of this place is this and that, then you come here, you find a different entire world than they told you. You realize, okay, I'm in the wrong place. I don't want to be here. You start comparing. You're like, I wish I knew. I would have stayed back in my country. So it has impacted me in a way. I was like, okay, if I knew, I would have gone for the option that I had, or even studied in my country. So, but you have to, you have to learn that you came to, it's a life. So you have to choose what you want, what you came for. So you decide if I'll stay or if I will leave, or what I'll do with my life. So, yeah, so I'd say that's was one of how it has impacted me. But yeah, so not a big impact, but it has changed my way of saying things and my way of thinking. So I would say, yeah, I would say that.
Are you regretting coming to the Northern Cyprus for your education?
No, to be honest, no, I don't regret coming here because it has, one, I'm able to study something I like, which is BSc Economics, and two, being a country that is easily served by European countries, and you're able to see things that you would think these are opportunities that once I go back home, I would exploit. This is how they do things here. This is how things operate here. This is how things work. This is what they use to make things move. So I would say I don't regret, but I would say I don't regret coming here. I would say that, yeah.
Wow, you don't regret coming here.
I say, yeah.
So for those who are listening, guys, we're still with Job, and he's still sharing his experience here in the Northern Cyprus. And mind you, he still has a lot to tell. There's so